This call is from Visa Credit Card Department. We have received 2 charges from your Visa credit card. To cancel this charges, press 1, or to allow the charges, press 2.
Alright, welcome to another video. Today we are playing some scam. And what is scam? It is when you use your expensive creature, alright, you cheat it into play somehow, face down with maybe a unnerving grasp, or maybe you warp it in with a warp effect, and then you scam it into play permanently with Parting Gust or Splash Portal. So this deck is extremely powerful because you can scam in a 4/6 flyer on turn 3, and you can use Unnerving Grasp to scam in a Meringue River Regent on turn 4, which is quite good in a kind of controlling mid-rangey shell. We have also Thundertrap Trainers, which are very good with Splash Portal, because if you Splash Portal a trainer, you can draw a card, because Splash Portal says exile target creature control, return to the battlefield under its owner's control. But if that creature is a bird, frog, otter, or rat, you draw a card. So this guy being an otter means you draw an extra card. Parting Gust can be used at instant speed, exile a non-token creature, and then you return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. If you choose to give a gift, you can permanently exile the creature, and then the opponent gets the person you target gets a fish. So you could give yourself a fish if you wanted, or more relevantly, you could exile an opponent's creature and give them a fish. So turn their big creature into a tiny fish. That is the game plan. Let's get to the games. Check it out. I'll have the full deck list in the description. Let's get to the games. All right, we are scamming against Banana. Let's see if we can pull off some quality scams here. We got probably the weakest scam, which is Starfield Shepherd scam. We also don't know what our opponent is doing, but I believe that my deck will provide. Opponent is playing aggro. Alright, well, glad I kept this hand with the Pinnacle Star Cage. So plan is turn 2 Starfield Shepherd, and then hopefully eat up whatever 2-drop they spit out here. Opponent whacks us. Gets their speed on. I like to see Day of Judgment too. So we're not playing control. Alright, we're playing Flicker. We're playing the scam. We're not going to have time to scam though. We're going to try and stem the bleeding here. We got to hope they don't have a 3-drop, because 3-drop dodges the Pinnacle Star Cage. So our plan is play the beloved Dog Plains and hope that opponent doesn't play a 3-drop. If they just curve out 1, 2, 3 here and dodge the Star Cage on the play, that's super annoying. Probably will be the end of us. Maybe opponent won't do that though. Opponent's thinking about life. Maybe trying to see what... Okay, nice, more 1-drops. Are you gonna activate? Okay, no activating. Now, we also have to hope opponent isn't playing a Braid. Ah, okay, perfect. Perfect. This will stem the bleeding. Let us Pinnacle Star Cage. All these annoying creatures get locked in jail. And we got the Day of Judgment for the follow-up creatures. And we have a potential scam with the Cryptic Code. So that's the plan. Cryptic Code is one of our ways to scam. We get a card off the top of our deck. Opponent hitting us for 2. Alright. So, question. Do I need to Day of Judgment right now? And I think the answer is no. I think we want to make our opponent commit more resources to the board. Since we're going to be scamming, let's see what the top card of our library is. Do we want to scam this? I don't think so. I think we can scam better. Let's see if we can get a better scam. And if opponent kills this, it's going to be hard because it has Ward. Looks like we can scam a land. Not the best thing to scam, but definitely scammable. Ward 2 means it's going to be hard for opponent to remove this. Nice little chunky blocker. And then we can Cryptic Coat, return it to the hand, and cast it again later to get more targets. So opponent, we're 1000% blocking. Opponent might have another creature that they want to play out now that we can block them. But that's the idea. We make them... Oh, uh-oh. Alright, Nova Hellkite. Not attacking with the other creature. Okay. So we're taking 4. Looks like we might want to... We have a couple options here. I can play out a Starfield Shepherd to block opponent's Flying Dragon. and get a plains, or I can hold up Parting Gust. I think I'd rather have the second blocker, and that lets us deploy Meringue River Regent if we decide to do so. Also potentially gives us a way to start applying pressure. We do have to kill our opponent before they kill us. And they probably have burn in their deck, direct damage burn, so we do need to put a clock on them. If opponent attacks, I'm actually going to block with the Shepherd over the face down ward creature because it's harder for them to remove. Although with the dragons, maybe it's better. We'll think about it. Opponent trying to draw a card. They draw a land. Opponent going to combat Wombat. So, like I said, I think I want to block with the. Yeah, I think I want to block with the Shroud creature here. Kill the mouse. We still have our flying blocker. Opponent playing a Hired Claw. And we find removal. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Do I just play this Meringue River Regent here? I can bounce and recast the Cryptic Coat. But Meringue River Regent, bouncing the Cryptic Coat, bouncing their creature, makes it pretty awkward for them, and I can start attacking. Seems good. Should have attacked first, but if opponent wants to kill my Starfield Shepherd instead of my Meringue River Regent, that's probably good for me. And I will start pressuring. I'll get the pressure on. Okay, this is perfect. Opponent sending damage at my creatures is not damage at my face. I feel like the way they win is burning me out, and if they're sending damage to creatures, that is excellent. Parting Gust lets us flicker the Meringue River Regent, so potential for a nice scam on the opponent's turn. Yes, opponent, play out your little weenies. Alright, so what we want to do is flicker in our end step. So we attack. Check this out. Alright, we attack. Step 1. Attack. Then, in our second main phase, we flicker the Meringue River Regent. And then if opponent draws a land and casts this dragon, we can just kill it. So, dragon comes back. We bounce both their creatures. Pass the turn. We got removal for the dragon, and we can flicker the River Regent again if opponent just does this again. Playing 3 creatures this time. Okay, so I think what we want to do, we have 1, 2, 3. We're a little short. So I think what I want to do, it's probably the same as last turn. I don't want to take any damage though. If I can avoid it, I don't want to take any damage. So what's the way to not take any damage? I think we gotta try and pressure them. They are in a 2-turn clock right now, so let's do some pressuring. If they tap out for the dragon, it's not lethal, so I kind of think we want them to tap out for the dragon. Now, we're not going to get any flicker value here, which is sad, but we can do this neat trick. Escape the dragon, scam them, and we're just going to bounce nothing here. So if opponent taps out for the dragon, we're happy that we kill it and win. And if they do anything else, hopefully it doesn't get through the 7-8 dragon. Flicker scam looking pretty hot against mono. This is game 1. Game 1 against mono red, and mono red's toasted. Alright, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. What do we have to help us against the mono red? Alright, because we do have more stuff. We got Beza. We got the Exalted Sunborns, which are just warp creatures that have lifelink. And what do we want to take out? So there's Roiling Dragonstorm, there's Negates, which aren't amazing in this matchup. There's this Counterspell, which is not amazing in the matchup. The unnerving grasps are not amazing in this matchup either because they're a bit slow. So let's take out this stuff. And do we want to put in the Cathar Commandos or the Unwanted Remakes? Or the Tidebinders? I think I like the Cathar Commandos because they block. Are we worried about opponent bringing anything interesting? We did bring in a lot of creatures, which makes the otters worse. We cut a lot of non-creature spells, so maybe the unwanted remakes are okay. Maybe they're okay. What else can we bring in? We could leave in the unnerving grasps. Maybe they're not that bad. We'll leave them in, and maybe bring in an unwanted remake to deal with opponent's hasty creatures. And we'll cut one of these. Go up one unwanted remake. We'll try this. This is our anti-aggro plan. We'll see if this works out. I think the lifelink could be important. Not sure how opponents will sideboard in a matchup like this when they're playing mono red. They sometimes have like gain control spells. They can steal control of our big creatures. Okay, so what does this hand do? 2 splash portals, nothing to splash portal. We have, I think this is a little too slow. We have kind of a card we're not going to be using. Okay, we can keep this. Still not great. I think I'm going to put Parting Gust on the bottom here. We do have 1 removal spell, and we can Splash Portal, and we can Unnerving Grasp. Make that 2 removal spells. So we can Unwanted Remake one of our own creatures to Manifest Dread and hopefully get something cool. Not going to Manifest Dread that though. Alright, let us Seam Rip this guy. So hopefully we can Unnerving Grasp something cool with our Manifest and then Splash Portal it. Okay, here's the mouse. Opponent, do you want to target your mouse with some sort of pump spell? No? Alright then, we will let you keep the mouse. Now, it would be ideal to do this on the same turn, but I think we gotta bounce the mouse now. If opponent kills our Manifest, it's not the end of the world, but oh, bouncing a Beza would be so sick. Can we scam a Beza, please, opponent? Opponent let it live for now. Playing the Emberheart Challenger. Attacks. I'm not gonna block. We take 2. Ooh. Alright. I think Flickering Beza is so important that we want to have the option. We can also flip Beza face up. We want to have the option to do it at instant speed. So let's attack. We can do the instant speed flicker with Parting Gust here. And then we'll try and bait removal from the opponent. I feel like if they had removal, they would have used it already, but maybe opponent is that greedy. Alright, do they have the second Burst Lightning? Beza, appear. Dodge the Burst Lightning. Beza, return to us. Give us 6 life and a card. 5 life, 5 life, 5 life and a card. Beza's pretty good. Pretty good against mono red. There is a full price rescue Hellkite. Let us kill that. I think you can have whatever random creature is on the top of your deck instead of that. Opponents don't expect the unwanted remake. It is a little scary giving them a random thing, but hopefully it's just something bad. And if it's good, they gotta flip to pay, to flip it up, you know? They gotta pay. Getting a little flooded, not ideal. Would prefer to be pressuring the opponent here. Okay, just a Razorkin Needlehead, that's fine. And no attacks from the opponent. And we draw some gas. That is quite nice. Well, let's bounce opponent's stuff. Bounce, bounce. Oof, an opponent doesn't want to play mono red. 2-0 with the scam deck. Scamming a Beza too much. Opponent was so greedy with this burst lightning. They waited. They could have just killed my Manifest Dread, but they greedily waited and then got Bazed. Very hilarious. All right. Well, the power of Flicker. The scam power is real. Opponent's just getting scammed. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Opponent's going first. We do have the ability to scam something. A little slow scam. But I think I'll keep this, even without white. Any land lets us do a scam. And you gotta go for the high upside scammage. There's our land. Scamming possibility is here. Opponent is playing... I don't know what this is. Voice of Victory. Two planes Voice of Victory. What is this? Could be a tokens deck of some kind? Okay, it is a tokens deck. Tokens deck with Voice of Victory. Draw a card, hit us for 3. So we can push the voice back to hand. Sadly, cannot scam a Riddler unless I draw another blue. So let's see if we get lucky. So option is bouncing the voice or bouncing the Caretaker's talent. The talent is more mana, but I think the voice is more annoying. So we'll bounce the voice for now. We do hit a Riddler. Could have also scammed the planes. Maybe that was better. Nah, Riddler's got to be better than a planes. Opponent caretaking. Going to draw a card. Are they going to make a copy of their rabbit? Probably not. Probably just replaying the voice. Okay. Replays voice. And what can we do here? We can scam the Riddler. And hope to draw a land. Seems like a good plan. Riddler scam. Draw a land. Nice. And let's play this Cryptic Coat. We scam a white source, alright. So now we have the option of flipping this temple into a land if we draw another splash portal. Go and draw on a card. This deck does play a lot of removal, and it draws a lot of cards. So finding a way to kill this would be nice. We do have a lot of ways to kill it in our sideboard, but not the main board, unfortunately. I want to make another rabbit. Okay, finding another island. I think we just get in here. We can get in and manifest a different card, or we can just play a Quantum Riddler. I think playing the Quantum Riddler is better in this situation. So it may seem a bit weird, but I'm pretty sure we're racing the opponent. We'll see. We'll see who is who's correct. Now they can level this up and give all their tokens +2/+2. But we got 8, 9, 10, 11 damage on board. So we're putting up a lot of pressure. And we can hopefully draw land in Meringue River Regent. How much damage are we taking? Well, maybe this was a mistake. So all these are 3. We could die to... okay, they did not pump. Pretty sure we would have died to pumping with the Caretaker's talent, so... Happy opponent is doing this. It might mean they have a board wipe. If they board wipe, that's kind of good for me, honestly. It may seem like... Maybe they feel they're under so much pressure they have to wipe here. Okay, there's... Oh, they have Ultima. Ultima also killing my artifact is pretty tough. We find a card that can get rid of this, but we don't have a white source. So does that mean I'm digging for a white source with the River Regent? Or do I just play this Otter? I think, oh wait, hold on. I could have also made a treasure. I think this is slightly better. Okay, there's our second white source. So what are we discarding here? Probably this, not very good against them. We rebuild. The rebuilding has begun. We can kill this talent finally. Opponent's only drawn like 5 cards from it. There's a Overlord. Drawing another card. could River Regent to bounce the tokens. That might be better than killing this right away. It's like better to kill it as soon as possible, but and getting hit for 4 is not ideal either. So yeah, let's River Regent. See if we can apply some pressure. Opponent's probably got a lot of removal in their hand, but you know, the sooner we run this out, the better. Opponent is thinking. Maybe they want to blow up one of our lands? No, but drawing more cards, okay. Drawing more cards. Gonna get white mana online with the Starfield Shepherd. Okay, oh, opponent giving us white mana. Thank you, opponent. I appreciate this. We get the beloved dog plains? Oh wait, where's dog plains? Is dog plains in our graveyard? How did this happen? We must have manifest dreaded it or something. Opponent fixing our white mana for us. Okay, now opponent is giving us the ability to bounce the Meringue River Regent. They may not realize they've done. Is opponent doing anything else here? Alright, well, let's try and save the dragon. If this trades for removal, that's pretty cool. Carrot Cake, making another token. Alright. Not looking too bad. Let's bounce this. Keep the pressure on. We got the Splash Portal. Do we want to try and scam something? Do we want to try and max value Otter? Do we want to get lost? Maybe regular value Otter is fine. Regular value Otter is fine. Finding negate is nice. Them knowing about it isn't ideal, but having a negate is pretty sweet. Yeah, let's attack. Hold up, negate, get lost. Seems like that could be fine. I don't believe I played a land this turn, so maybe I should Starfield Shepherd just to get the plains out. Nah, that may have been smarter to do it. That may have been smarter to do than playing the Otter, but let's just leave it like this. Gonna save negate for a board wipe now. So we'll let them play bait spell like this, yeah. Not worried about this. And hold negate for a board wipe because we got a lot of pressure on them. Sheep, you can have sheep. Sheep is fine. Let's deny you a card. One card has been denied. Opponent's still on a 2-turn clock. Seam rip for my Otter, that's fine. You may seam rip my Otter. This is acceptable. So we have another Otter, but I think the plan is going to be bounce the Innocence. Manifest a Quantum Riddler. Hit opponent for 7. And then scam a Quantum Riddler. Scamming is happening. Draw land, thank you. Yeah, and then we'll just pass. And we'll negate a board wipe and nothing else gets negated. So this is why I like negate. What does this do? Put a 1/1 counter on each creature, they gain flying. Is this gonna stop us from killing them? They'll make a 1/1 flying rabbit. We don't currently have an out for that. But if they board wipe us after this, we're kind of screwed. I think we can still beat Elspeth, so I'm going to let this happen. I think we have more outs to a single flying rabbit and maybe a flying sheep than we do to Elspeth or a board wipe. Board wipe is what I'm most afraid of. Okay, here's the sheep. We knew about this. We got a lot of draw here. Opponent putting counters on the sheep. Counters on the sheep. Okay, here's what we knew was gonna happen. Opponent, make some flyers. Get a plans. See if we can find a way to bounce this sheep. So, thundertrap trainer. I don't think we can afford to kick it. I think we have to do one thundertrap trainer. One thundertrap trainer. We find splash portal. So I could board wipe here, but obviously that's not ideal. If I splash portal with the Meringue Reaver Regent, I can bounce these two, hit opponent to 1. Or I can get... That might be the best option here. It does mean opponent gets to attack with this Overlord. Is there a way we can get more pressure? Well, I think we can play this Roiling Dragonstorm first. Potentially we could draw Pinnacle Starcage. Okay, cool. Pinnacle Starcage is what I wanted to see, I think. So Pinnacle Starcage gets rid of the rabbit, and then they just have this Enduring Innocence. So I think, yeah, okay, I think this is good. We'll discard Starfield Shepherd. Double attack here. They block. Yeah, they block, take no damage, and then we bounce this, send... This Overlord is really annoying. Oh, but we have the Starcage for it. Yeah, so I think we attack first. Because attacking with both, it does increase their life total. Might be a mistake. I think we gotta do it. The opponent blocks. They double block the dragon. That is interesting. Oh. Okay, there we go. That's... Oh, they double block. They double block the Riddler. Okay, riddle me this. My Riddler is dead. And now we splash portal the River Regent. We get back the Roiling Dragonstorm. We're gonna bounce... I guess we bounce Elspeth? We could bounce Seamrip, actually. We don't care about tokens. So maybe we bounce Elspeth so that they'd have less flying blockers, potentially. Yeah. We'll bounce Seamrip, and we'll bounce Elspeth. So I think it's unlikely that we die, but this can kill our creature. And now we can draw more cards. Drawing more cards is always a great plan. Opponent's at 3. They have removal in hand. So, this is so difficult. So if we negate this, then they play the Elspeth. And kill it with Elspeth. So I think we're in a bit of a pickle here. Maybe I should have negated Elspeth, actually. Might have been smart to negate Elspeth. So many tokens. We'll block 1. Opponent's gonna Seamrip the other. We do have a lot of card draw. And we can Pinnacle Star Cage away all these tokens. Okay, that'll negate. Gotta negate the card draw and the Anthem effect. Might have been better to negate Elspeth, but very difficult situation. We have nothing to bounce yet, so let's Roiling Dragonstorm. Kind of hoping to find some sort of board wipey effect. Alright, we'll discard this Starfield Shepherd. Are we ottering? I think we're ottering. Not finding a board wipe is not ideal. So I can bounce my Otter. Actually, giving them a fish isn't ideal either, but I can give them a fish and then Pinnacle Star Cage. And then Pinnacle Star Cage again on the next turn. Yeah, okay. I think I'm okay with that plan. So let's give them a fish. Your opponent. You can have one card in exchange for this fish. And we will erase all your tokens. They get to make more tokens, but we can bounce the Star Cage and replay it to get rid of the tokens again. And hopefully find another one of our big dragony threats. I think we have one more? We have two more. Should be two more dragons in the deck. Beza. Putting them back to 7. Also being an annoying attacker. Okay, we found a scam card. That could be potentially quite good. So I think I have to bounce my Pinnacle Star Cage. And hope they don't have removal for it. That would be not ideal. Otter's going to come back, giving me a blocker and some card selection. Here's another Star Cage. Oh wait, this is our manifest. Do I want to manifest a Star Cage? Probably. And then here's our Otter. Otter finds Parting Gust and Seam Rip. I can Seam Rip their Seam Rip to get my Otter back. That seems fine. So we Star Cage here, clear their tokens, and then Seam Rip to get back my Otter. Keep the pressure on. I'm gonna draw a card. The Control Mirror. This is like the value mirror. Wait, opponent get Losting to give me the Otter so that I don't get to... Okay, here's the board wipe we were looking for, and there's our dragon. So opponent prevents me from having a blocker. Should be okay for one turn. And I can do the same trick again next turn. Caretaker's Talent. This combo is so good. Maybe you can make opponent deck out. If we kill all their threats, they have no way to make... Alright. Tokens are now extremely big. But they do not have haste. We are at 5. We will begin by wiping the board, I think. Gotta kill Beza and all these tokens. Opponent gonna sack draw. sacking a draw, not making a token that they can attack with. And then we will bounce the Star Cage. Oh, opponent made 2 fish somehow. I'm a little confused as to how that happened. We find a Beza and a Riddler. So I guess I have Beza now. How did opponent make 2 fish? I'm a little confused as to how that happened. And we'll get a Twist Reality. And a Parting Gust. I'm very confused as to what just happened. Alright, well, we'll pass turn here. We will remain confused. Mistmore's making double the tokens. Oh, Elspeth is doubling their tokens. Oh, and these are the double mana lands. That's what happened. I see. I actually think opponent might be at risk of decking themselves. Seam Rip. On a Star Cage. Or on a Roiling Dragonstorm. Seam Rip on the other Roiling Dragonstorm. This just lets me get them back with my Seam Rips. This is fully fine. Not sure why they're going after these. I guess if I draw Dragon, I can loot some more. Alright, so are we wiping the board? Opponent can make 1 fish. Let's do this first. Seam Rip. The Seam Rip. Draw and discard. Oh, we only have 8 cards left. Looks like we're at higher risk of decking than opponent. All our dragons were at the bottom of the deck. There's the dragon. Alright, well I don't think we can afford to draw too many more cards. Let's probably keep an island. I think island is kind of important here. I think Splash Portal's probably, maybe. What are we going to do next? Play the dragon. That's bad. I think we have to board wipe next. And try and protect the dragon, so the Parting Gusts are probably important. So maybe I don't need Splash Portal. Alright. Can I afford to play the dragon now? No. I think I have to board wipe now. So we'll board wipe. Full wipe. I can Manifest Dread to counter. I can play this, but then I'll be tapped out, so that's not ideal. We'll let opponent make more tokens, and then I can play the River Regent next turn. Bounce my own Star Cage, get my blockers back, get my Beza back. Ah, opponent is trying to kill us. Alright, well, I guess I have to try and make a blocker. Give it my best shot here. Island, protect me. 4 cards left in the deck. Odds of victory are pretty low. If opponent can remove my basic island, we die. Oh, I forgot about that. Alright, we are dead to that. Alright, my mistake. Should have negated Elspeth 20 turns ago. But on to game 2. Game 2, we have some ways to interact with this. We got the ways to destroy artifacts and enchantments. Do we want Aven Interrupters? Aven Interrupters to tempo. Could be valuable against a deck that's kind of slow and plays board wipes. We got to be the aggro. We can Tishana's Tidebinder to stifle their abilities. That seems good. Now, it's hard to say how much Seam Rips seem bad. It's hard to say how much we can side in. So our plan against control is to kind of bring in more creatures with flash. Does that mean we go down on the board wipes? Board wipe plan seems important. Twist Reality seems okay. Maybe we don't want the Roiling Dragon Storms. And what else can we cut? We definitely want these. We want the Get Lost for sure. Maybe we want to go down on Parting Gust because it can't target their tokens, which is a bit of a downside. The scamming plan gets a bit worse. Maybe the Cryptic Coat getting blown up by their one Ultima was pretty sad. Maybe we go down one Tidebinder, one of these, and we'll try it like this. Just a little bit heavier on creatures, a little bit more artifact enchantment removal. We'll try it like this. We are down a game, which is always tough in a long grindy matchup. We are on the play now. On the play. We have Riddler Scam if we draw land, so draw blue source is Riddler Scam. I'm going to try it. I remember we were blue locked in the first game too. The white mana didn't come online for a long time. Hopefully we have some better luck this time. Not gonna scam the... Gonna try and hide the upside of scamming Riddler next turn. Voice of Victory. Alright, blue source untapped. Oh my, we did it. That's why I always believe. Always believe. So now even if they kill Riddler, it's not the end of the world here. We've successfully scammed. Turn 3 Riddler. Opponent playing some permanents that get eaten up by Pinnacle Starcage. We just need to find some white sources. Another Riddler here. Let's protect this Riddler. Keep planes on top. Do I want to attack? I think I'm the aggro. I think I'm the aggro. I gotta get the pressure on before opponent gets too far along. And we can wipe away all their tokens next turn anyway, so this is fine. Oh, we can't counter because of the Voice of Victory. Alright, good thing opponent didn't remove Riddler here, because I definitely misplayed into that. Alright, so I can Pinnacle Starcage and remove all their tokens and their little artifact things. But then I won't be able to counterspell, which seems not ideal. So I actually think it's better just to riddle. Okay, that lets us have a plains for next turn. I think I already played a land this turn. So we'll attack here. Hold up counterspell. Opponent missing lands is pretty nice. Oh wait, we can't counterspell because opponent has the voice. So I gotta keep... It's so hard to remember this. Does that mean I have to kill voice right now? No, I think we just pass. Alright, next turn we have to Starcage. I've learned my lesson. Starcage the voice. Would have loved to counterspell this. But we can blow it up with Get Lost, so it's fine. Okay, so the plan is Starcage, and we want to also Get Lost. Can we do that? We cannot. So let's attack. Let's do the extra white, since we can only do one of these things. Get the dog planes. Dog planes, I believe in you. And then we could play Beza. I think we wanna Star Cage. Slow opponent down a little bit. Now our counters are online. We have a backup Riddler. We have the River Regent. Opponent very far behind on lands. Mistmores. Okay. Well, we can bounce the Mistmores. Is that what we want? Makes us go down on counterspell. If they have board wipe here and they board wipe, that's not ideal. We have counterspell, so I think we gotta play more carefully. Let's play this. I'm pretty sure I did not play land yet. Yeah, let's go for the attack. Go for the attack. Kill the Star Cage is the plan. Star Cage counterspell. Keep the pressure on. Or do I just play Beza? Beza counterspell? Yeah, let's Beza counterspell. Gain some life. Draw a card. Flicker is very nice. Not online because of the way we auto-tapped, but... Twist reality. Protect us from the board wipe. Just another Caretaker's Talent is fine. Okay, opponent gonna try and copy their token. I'll just kill it. We got lethal on board here. Opponent gets to draw 2, but did they have a 1-mana answer to these? Probably not, and we can River Regent. Alright, stole game 2. Even with some horrible misplays, managed to sneak game 2 in. Alright, well, knowing about those cards that stop us from casting spells on their turn, maybe the interrupters are worse. And maybe we do want the Seam Rips, especially on the draw. On the draw, Seam Rips seem more important. Also could be a reason to cut the Caretaker's Talents. Maybe we just want Exalted Sunborn to increase our number of clocks that we have. They don't seem to have a lot of answers for creatures. Could be an argument to doing that. I'm open to trying this, although this is only really good if we scam it. That's probably too greedy. Let's just keep the Tidebinders for now. Let's keep the Interrupters. Yeah, we'll keep the Interrupters because they fly. We scammed them. We scammed them. Can we scam them again? This hand's slow, but we have the Star Cage to clean up the tokens. We got the Splash Portal. We gotta keep Splash Portal. Opponent already starting the token clock. We're doing nothing. Caretaker's Talent, which we can bounce. Am I bouncing Caretaker's Talent? Yeah, I think so. Want to deny them as many cards as possible. Getting them River Regent, which we can scam, is pretty awesome. Opponent's never going to expect the River Regent scam. Caretaker's Talent. Tap Source. Alright. This looks pretty good. What are we doing? Are we Star Caging? Star Cage plus Scam? No, there's no need to do that. I wish I had an untapped. I do. I can scam and protect with my bird. Okay, sorry, I got excited. Hit them for 2. Let's scam. Scam out a river regent. Bounce, bounce. The scamming is so good. And then we got Interrupter to protect the river regent. Opponent. Caretaker's Talent. Let's deny it. Deny the Caretaker's Talent. You will have to try again next turn, opponent. Doesn't mean we're not able to do double blue. Just kidding. Double blue is online. The clock is quite fast. The clock is quite fast. You can have the Caretaker's Talent this time. We're like trying to kill them, so we're just protecting our river regent now. Do I do nothing? I think I do nothing. A little awkward, but a little awkward to do nothing, but I think in this case we do want to do nothing. Backup Otter? How can I say no to another adorable otter? I can't say no. Oh. Okay, here's the kill spell, so I think I gotta say goodbye to my otter. We gotta make him sweat. So we will protect. Get him down all the way to 2. We have the backup river regent, we got the Pinnacle Star Cage. We have lethal on board with 2 lethal creatures. They can eat food to gain life, but only delays their death, potentially. We'll see what opponent has. Maybe they took the board wipes out. Some flying blockers, that's not going to be enough. We have the second river regent. Opponent probably thinks that they got themselves out of this situation, but looks like they're fully cooked here. We'll give them the premature good game, because this was a long game. Where's the good game emoji? Here we go. Good game, opponent. All right. Blink does it, down from a 2-1, winning on the draw against white tokens. Very good performance for this deck, scamming the river regent. The scamming is real. Opponent got scammed, and we stole that game. Twist Reality, definitely a flex slot card, but definitely helped us out in this one. So yeah, deck's looking pretty sick. Let's do one more game. Alright. We have a Riddler, and we have slow Riddler scam, so we're going to keep this and hope that it's fast enough. Looks like opponent is playing an aggro deck, which is nice because we're looking for something fast. We need a fast game for our last match. Opponent. Land. And Slick Shot show off. Very scary. Can we afford to let this live? We might have to kill this if opponent makes it too big. Happy to take 1, but okay, Bolt Wave and Lightning Helix. Alright, so I will turn this into a fish. Opponent, you may have a fish. And we'll take a little bit less damage from that. And now let's kill the fish. Make a 2/2, which is a land. And we're getting close to Riddler, but we won't be able to scam the Riddler now, sadly. Screaming Nemesis. Bit of a problem. We'll want to kill that immediately. Can't let them untap with Screaming Nemesis. It is able to stop us from ever gaining life again. Not that we have any life gain in this deck. Okay, opponent getting in for 3. We can Riddler now, though. Get Riddlin'. Hoping to not die. Negate is nice because we can counter their burn. Boros plays a lot of actual burn spells. Just a land. And getting in with the vent. And they're going to activate this to make a token. So we'll just prevent as much damage as possible. Which is going to be 4. Why did they choose to endure make a token instead of endure make a... Interesting. Alright, well. I guess we play... We want to hold up negate. So I guess we play this. And just make a blocker. Is that crazy? They got a lot of haste creatures. Kind of worried. I'm kind of worried about a haste attacker. So it seems a little weird, but I think I am just going to make a 2/2. Could also flip something good. Cryptic Coat or the Trainer? I mean, I guess the Trainer is better because it can get us spells. Either way, it's probably just going to be used as a chumper. It's on chumping duty. Alright, another one of these. Not worried about that. Not worried about Descendant of Storms. Opponent not even bothering to get in. Alright, let's play Starfield Shepherd. Opponent has the ability to activate this, which is what's giving them priority. Get a Dog Plains back. So this is going to attack as a 4/4 next. So definitely holding back. Next turn we can start attacking with Starfield Shepherd though. Lightning Strike puts us lethal to a lot of stuff. If they have any one damage pingers, if they attack with a Screaming Nemesis, we would die. So I think we gotta negate this. Stay at 4. We can still die to a Boros Charm, which I believe is legal in Standard. But they're empty-handed, so hopefully we can dodge that. Bolt Wave puts us to 1. Alright, so the pressure is very much on. Let's Rolling Dragonstorm. We gotta hope they draw some lands here. Parting Gust and a Splash Portal, alright. So this gives us a free attack. We can also flip this Otter. Okay. Because we can flip the Otter and yeah, so let's attack with the Shepherd. I don't really see a world where opponent blocks. But now we can remove their attacking creature, so yeah. Let's do this. And then flip the Trainer. And then we draw 2, and then we Seam Rip, and then we just hope they don't draw a spell. That is the plan. Okay, found another removal spell. So we're not worried about creatures killing us. I think I gotta save this for... If they draw Screaming Nemesis, they can't activate this and cast Screaming Nemesis. So yeah, we'll Seam Rip the Descendant of Storms. And we'll hold up, turn their creature into a fish, and hope that we can push lethal. Very close. Any burn spell kills us, obviously. Screaming Nemesis is fine. We had a plan for this. So I think instead of exiling the Screaming Nemesis, this is a little greedy, but I'm gonna dodge the Otter. Otter dodge. Take no damage. We don't give them a fish this way. So we're dead to the fish attack too. This is also 1 extra power. Star Cage, not doing anything. There's Beza. Sadly, we would have loved to draw Beza. Okay, Counterspell is excellent. I think Counterspell probably lets us win. So we attack with these. We counter whatever they do next. Yeah, okay. I think we won. I think we won against aggro here. Put him to 3. We got 1 blocker. If they animate this, we have enough to kill it. We block this, kill this, and we have, yeah, we're good. We're good. Block, kill, counter. Okay, opponent activating, firing it up. Puts a counter on something. Putting a counter on the Nemesis. So we go to blocks. We block this. We turn this into a fish. Here, opponent, you can have a fish. Here, on the house. Have a fish. We take no damage. And this is lethal on the backswing. Opponent, is your last card a spell? It is not even a spell. We had the counter spell for him too. Alright, so sick. Boros Aggro, winning game 1 is super huge. Definitely love that. We're bringing in Beza, we're bringing in the Sunborns. Is it crazy to have Tiebinder for the Screaming Nemesis? Probably. Let's just bring in unwanted remakes. That seems more reasonable. They didn't have a lot of cheap creatures. Negate actually does seem pretty huge against them. These regents are kind of slow. So we'll take out a regent, take out some unnerving grasps, and do we want to cut the... Do we kind of get some more removal? Maybe the Pinnacle Star Cages aren't amazing. We saw a lot of just straight up burn in their deck. Trying to think what else we would want here. Straight up burn is not ideal. Maybe we do want the Tidebinders. Tidebinder can negate the triggered abilities on all their creatures. Let's take out these grasps, put in the Tidebinders. And I think we're going to take out all the river regents. And we're going to take out 1 Star Cage. Because if they just switch to a straight up burn plan, we'll take these out actually too. If they switch to a straight out burn plan, then that's going to be pretty difficult for us to fight without our life gain. Maybe we want the Interrupters too. Interrupters really more for control, but let's keep the grass. Let's keep a couple grasps in. I think this is fine. Cut the river regents just because of their slowness. Alright, let's try this. Scary fight and burn always, but we're up a game. They're going to be on the play this game, but even if we lose, we got game 3 on the play. Okay, Tidebinder, Riddler. If we draw Scam for Riddler, that's amazing. Otherwise, we can wipe away their threats. We got the Riddler Scam. Riddler Scam is here. Keep a backup Riddler. Opponent, plotting a show off. Alright. Well. I don't think we want the Unnerving Grasps. If they go for it here, we can Riddler Scam to block them. They are going for it. It's going to be 3 damage. More than 3 damage. Boros Charm for double strike. Oh, that is big. Alright. Well, I don't think we can afford to... It's crazy, but if we Riddler Scam and they just cast 2 burn spells, we probably die. I feel like we got a Riddle Scam though. I still feel like we have to Riddle Scam, unfortunately. Crazy that Riddle Scam on turn 3 isn't going to be enough against aggro, but aggro burn is like that sometimes. Sometimes you die turn 4 through a 4/6 blocker. And they could just play a land and double spell and kill us here. We're 1000% blocking. And then we have Tidebinder for... What is this? Discard a card, draw 2. That's probably the least scary thing they could have done. Finding a land, finding a Bolt Wave. So they still can't attack with the show off. Alright, so what's the plan? Do we need to Trainer to save ourselves from a Boros Charm? Or are we Tidebindering to stifle a trigger? I think we gotta stifle a trigger. I think that's the plan. Crazy that it's come to this. Opponent get losting to kill our guy, so we're gonna stifle the trigger on the Slickshot show off and turn it into a 1/2 with no abilities. An opponent playing a land, playing a Descendant. So this is gonna activate their case. So now at the beginning of their draw step, they're gonna draw extra cards. Thankfully, we can stifle this. So what is our play here? Are we just playing an Otter and stifling? Oh, we don't have another stifle. Okay. So what's the play? They're going to discard their hand and draw. So they're drawing 3 cards a turn now. Crazy. I think we gotta... What are we doing? Are we board wiping? How are we fighting 3 cards a turn against burn? I don't see a way. Maybe, yeah, maybe the only way is by finding life gain. So if we need to find life gain, then we're going to Quantum Riddler, and we're going to hope that we can Riddler our way into some life gain. Opponent drawing 3 cards a turn. We die to any 2 burn spells now. Land, not a burn spell. Alright, that's 1 burn spell. Can we find life gain in time? We find more card draw. I guess we attack with Riddler. Parting Gust is nice to kill a... Parting Gust can kill... Alright, we find a Splash Portal and an Unwanted Remake. Alright, so we only have 1 spell anyway. Let's, we definitely need the 2 blockers. Do we need 3 blockers? We need life gain. That's what we need. Alright, let's draw a card, and there's our life gain. Okay, and we got Parting Gust, so let's scam this and just hope that opponent doesn't find burn in the top 3 cards of their deck here. Maybe asking for a lot, but that's the dream. Opponent discards a land, draws 2, draws another. Did they find burn? Screaming Nemesis. Does that do it? It turns off our life gain forever. This was probably the second best thing they could have drawn. Hired Claw. And another creature. Alright, well. They didn't attack? That's insane. Why did they not attack? Attack here with the Screaming Nemesis would have almost certainly killed us. But now we can attack with the Sunborn. Go up to 5. Oh, I guess we should have attacked with Riddler too. Go up to 5. And we can just board wipe and dodge with our big guy. I think that makes sense actually. Okay, here we go. We're going to do some mathematics. We're still at 5, which means it's very likely to die, but we can save our Exalted Sunborn, give it a counter, and then board wipe everything else. Seems like this is the best plan. What happens if opponent attacks out all out on us? Seems like a pathway to losing the game. So let's kill everything. We get back our Sunborn with an extra counter. Opponent draws 3 cards, 2 cards, 3 cards. Can we live? Bolt wave. This is very unlikely to live. Land. Not. Oh, we did it! Insane! Cannot believe that. That's crazy. Alright. Beating out Burn, thanks to some scammed out Exalted Sunborns. Very sweet. Crazy opponent didn't attack with their Screaming Nemesis here, but maybe, I don't know what they were holding out for. I guess they thought one more turn would get them better shot against the slight life gain from the Sunborn. But that is crazy. Alright, well, on to the breakdown. Alright, so deck was pretty fun and pretty strong, especially cheating in some Quantum Riddlers, some Meringue River Regents randomly was quite good. If I were to play this deck again, I actually think that the Exalted Sunborns might belong in the main deck. They're another card that's pretty powerful to scam in, and a 4/5 lifelinker is just weirdly relevant. So yeah, maybe putting these in the main board is good. The Twist Reality was only ever played as a counterspell, so I'm thinking this is probably something you'd want to cut. The Unnerving Grasps were actually pretty solid, bouncing stuff and manifesting things like River Regents and Quantum Riddlers. I was finding the control matchups to be the most difficult matchups that we had. We do have the Aven Interrupters for control, but if we bring in the Exalted Sunborns, maybe over the Rolling Dragon Storms would be a good cut. Then maybe we could find some space in the sideboard for some more negates or some spell pierces even. Unwanted Remake was okay as removal, kind of a memey sideboard removal piece. Probably a lot worse than our other options. You might just want to play more Get Loss instead of the janky Unwanted Remake. But let me know what you think about how the deck is if you try it out yourself. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.